Hello, I hope you are well. This is another review of Sister Wives. We are on episode 6. I have my trusty llama notepad, and my line of the show this week is from Janelle. It was, I had a dream, but this one's better. And I loved that. And she was talking about Coyote Pass, letting go of that dream of the plural life and the sister wives, letting go of all of that. That was her dream at one point, but now she's got a better dream with her and her daughter's family on this flower farm that they're eventually going to do. So I just thought that was lovely. So I'm going to just get straight into the notes that I have made. A few seconds in, Coyote Pass is mentioned. This is a very heavy Coyote Pass episode, I will warn you. Christine would like a reunion of everyone, which I thought was really interesting, where just once a year, everyone comes together, all the kids, all the grandkids, everyone, and all the wives and Cody, and they're all just together in one house. That's it. And it would be an open, loose invitation. So there's no expectation that you have to come to this reunion. She just said, just anyone who wants to come can, no pressure. And she said, I think that would be really good for the family if we all just came together, which a lot of people obviously do that over Christmas, but they're not all spending Christmas together anymore. And I thought that was great. They could rent out like a hall, because obviously there's a lot of them and they might not want each other around each other's homes anymore now that the family has become quite fractured, but they could rent out somewhere and then all come and have this reunion. And I just thought, how lovely would that be every year? It then cuts to Robin, and Robin's like, no, I don't see the point. Shoving us all in a room together? No. So she just shoots down that idea straight away. And I thought that was a really mature, great thing that Christine was putting out there. Like, it really felt like, oh, maybe this family can mend together in some way. And then Robin's just immediate, nah, I don't see the point in that. There's been too many back chatters, was basically what she was saying. Crap chat, she was calling it. There's too much of that going on. So no, we can't. Well, how is the family ever going to get back together? And if you're always going to be bringing up old things, well, you once said this about me, or I heard, like, you're never going to move forward. So how is the family ever going to come back together? And Robin's whole storyline is really that she is the one really pushing Cody, trying to get Cody to mend the relationships with his adult children. Well, this would be a perfect place to do it. Just put everything aside that's happened and just almost start anew. Just have this reunion, just like a small going back into the waters, seeing how everyone is, and then you could build relationships off of that. But no. Robin said no, so you know it's a no. Like, he's not going to say, oh, no, actually, no, that's not happening. Sorry, Christine. Then have the very awkward three-way chat. So this was Mary, Janelle, and Cody, and they're talking about Coyote Pass, and he's saying there's an offer, it's been accepted, so everything's going, it's full asking price. The ladies are skeptical, I've put. Very tense exchange. He starts, and he thinks he's going to be jokey with them, and they're like, absolutely not. Just get straight to the talk of the money. He then starts saying they haven't done anything on the land, I've done everything. But Janelle has said before that Cody and Robin, she thinks, have a big mortgage on their new house that they've built, and so that's what's kind of motivating him to finally sell Coyote Pass. And so she is happy about that. So they're all just really hoping that everything's going to go okay. Janelle's very skeptical of this offer's even going to go through. She's just like, I'm not going to put my hopes into it, but I hope it does all work out. Then Cody wants to get to know David. I found this very odd. So Christine and David were having a chat, and that was spliced up and put in throughout the episode. And in it, Christine is saying to David, like, I really want you to get to know Cody. And David's like, okay then, and reluctantly agrees to. And Christine, over this meal, basically persuades him to. And then it cuts to Cody, and Cody says, I really want to get to know David, because truly my daughter is living in David's house with him, and I should have got to know him before any of this happened. And then he says this line, I should have had the right to discriminate against him, meaning that if I had said to Christine, I don't like David, I should have had that choice in making sure that she didn't marry him or she couldn't date him because my daughter lives in the house. I should have had the right to who Christine dates, and that's just an interesting thing, I suppose, about step parents. is, should they have that kind of right, like over who you're dating in your new life and you've moved on? And I don't know if he's ever met David even once. I think they did have an awkward exchange, like a hi kind of exchange, but they don't know each other at all. So he's saying before she married him, the right thing for her to do would have been to get my counsel on it and see if he was the right guy to be a stepfather to my daughter, but she never did that. And now, like, I desperately need to meet him and I should have met him before. And David's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Like, Christine jokingly says, like, oh, you're not going to be sister brothers or whatever, sister husbands. And David just seems very reluctant to the whole thing. And I'm on David's side. I'm like, I don't see the point. He lives in a different state. Like, there's joint custody, I think, with Truly. I don't know. They haven't really gone into it this series. I don't think I need to meet him and have him tell me what's right and wrong, especially also if David has seen any of the series and Christine talking about how she didn't think Cody treated her how he should have. And then Christine in this episode, to persuade David to see Cody, says Cody's actually a really great guy. That's not what you've been writing in your book, Christine. That's not what you've been saying in the last episodes. So I can understand how David's like, oh, okay, I don't know. And then David says, well, like, as a dad, he's basically saying, like, Cody doesn't see his adult children and David is very close to his children, and so as a dad, like, he's made these mistakes as well, and he's very reluctant. I think in one episode, I don't know if it's the next episode, they're going to go go-karting. They're just going to spend the day together. So he was persuaded to, but I just felt like he was a bit like, what is the point of this, to be honest with you? And then this one, this line should have been also the line of the episode, because oh my gosh, Robin is talking about Cody keeps getting messages from women, and he says to Robin, I've got this email about this woman wanting to join our family. And then Robin is saying, yeah, he's always getting messages from women wanting to join the family. I would say it's because they would love to be on a long-running TLC show and they would love to be famous. I would say that's what it is. The show has been running for 20 seasons. They're currently filming the next season. It's never going to end. I'm going to die before this series ends. Like, I'm going to be 90 and it's going to be like Sister Wives this week. It's going to still be going. So I'm sure if you're someone who would like to be on reality TV, like to be famous, you might think, I could marry this guy. I could be on this show, marry him, then divorce him for the storyline of it. Do you know what I mean? But Robin is acting like he's just irresistible. Cody's irresistible to women. They just adore him. And she says, talking about Cody, he'd make any woman's eggs drop. Robin, please. And she's saying he's happily married and that women are attracted to men who are happily married with children. So home wreckers? Is that what we're talking about? I would never, like, when I was single, look at a man who's happily married with kids and think, that's the man for me. He's happy in a home. What, are you a home wrecker? What's going on? And if you want to be a sister wife, like, surely you just do that through the church. Like, what are we doing in these emails? And then Cody says, why can't we just be happy together? And Robin's saying, I wanted this sister wife thing to work, but it obviously hasn't worked, but I really wanted it to work. And then Cody says a line, which I think everyone's thinking. And he says, why can't we be happy? He's saying happy in our little kingdom, and saying that, you know, I love you, Robin. I obviously favoured you over the other wives. I love you more than them. Why can't we be happy in everything that we've built? They're living in, like, essentially a castle. Like, it's a beautiful new home. Why can't we just be happy? Why do you have to keep bringing stuff up from the past? Why do you have to keep this thing about the sister wives, because I feel like a failure? And then he gets quite emotional and says, like, I feel like a failure about the whole sister wife thing. Also, I don't think that's attractive to a woman. Here is a man, 3 women have left him. Like, how is that attractive to a potential woman who is in the Mormon faith looking to marry? Oh, so he got divorced 3 times? What? They don't believe in divorce. So that isn't attractive within itself anyway. And I thought that was a really sincere talk at the end. Right at the end of the episode, Cody and Robin are talking. They're sitting opposite each other. And he just says, why can't we just be happy? Like, with what we got now? Why do we keep on bringing up the past? Why do you keep bringing up this thing of, like, sister wives and it hasn't worked out and you're upset? And we've, like, I would say, like, they've won. They've got each other. They love each other. They're living in monogamy with one another. Why can't they just be happy. And I feel that from the viewer's point of view is the question we're screaming at our TVs, because for many years we have seen him spend more and more time at Robin's, less and less time at the other wives, and it seems like the whole time it's an obligation to go to the other wives' houses, whereas with Robin that's where he truly wants to be. So now you're with Robin, you're in monogamy, the other women have left you, you don't have to go to their houses, you don't have to talk to them ever again if you don't want to. Why can't you be happy in your little kingdom, as he puts it? Why is there so much kind of sadness still about this wistful thinking of, I hope it would have worked? Well, it didn't. And many people would say you kind of got what you wanted. And he says in this episode, when he met Robin, he didn't realise how deeply he was going to love her. And that's what Christina said before. He loved Robin a lot deeper than he did the other wives. And that was really the problem. And that's why it can never work out with the other wives. So why can't you just be happy in your little kingdom? I don't get it. Go be happy. I agree with Cody this episode. So this is my thoughts on episode 6. This is actually a short video for me because normally I'm going on for 20 minutes, but there wasn't a huge amount to talk about. This was kind of a little bit of a dud of an episode, to be honest. Hopefully next week we're going to get a lot more spice. We're going to get a lot more going on. I don't know why Christine is forcing poor David to hang out with Cody, but David's such like a nice guy, he seems. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do it, whatever, even though they don't even live in the same state, so I don't know how they're going to meet up. But that's in the future, that's to come. Tell me what scene you liked from this episode, if you thought this was a good episode, or like me, I think this is a filler episode, to be honest with you. I don't think we learned much new. It's kind of setting us up for David and Cody meeting, but I'd rather it just skip straight to that instead of this filler episode. Anyway, tell me if you're liking these Sister Wives reviews. I have a whole playlist of my reviews of season 20, so check them out. I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you again soon for another one.